everyone, and welcome back to the 12 Days of Vlogmas. I'm Laurie, and today we are going to make some adorable little Christmas trees that we can use as decorations in our house. So let's get started. Alright, let's first get started with what materials you're going to need to make your little Christmas tree. Of course, you always need your handy dandy hot glue gun, which I have it ready. I'm going to make my Christmas tree like it has a little snow on it. So I'm going to use my chalk paint and this little sponge applicator that I get a pack of those from the Dollar Tree. But you can also use the spray snow, or if you don't want a snow look on your tree, you don't have to use it at all. Now, my grapevine every year at the Dollar Tree are these little Christmas trees. I do so much with them and I love them. When they do stock them in their store, I usually purchase 6 to 8 of them. But today we're going to need 2 to make this project. You'll need some kind of little container to put your tree in. I'm going to put it in this little metal bucket container with the chalkboard front, and I purchased that from Walmart. Next, you're going to need some foam. Well, it's kind of like floral foam, I guess is what it's called. But at the Dollar Tree, they have 4 blocks of this for $1. You're also going to need some wired garland ties, and these are also from the Dollar Tree. You'll just need 1 pack for this project. If you want to put lights on your tree, which I love lights on a Christmas tree, you're going to need some lights. So this box came from Hobby Lobby, and it's 35 lights in this box. If you want to put some kind of filler in your container with your tree, I'm just going to use this little some of the snow cover. I'm going to just use a little bit of that in my bucket just to kind of fill it in. But you can actually put in little pine cones. You can put in some little ornaments, however you want to jazz it up. Or you can just go without anything in the bucket. So that's what I'll need for this project. You take the 2 Christmas trees out of the box, and this is exactly what they look like out of the box. It also comes with these 3 stands, and it comes with the little piece on the end. So I'm going to throw away the stands. I don't need them, either one. And I'm also going to pull these off. They're very easy, just pull them off. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my trees. As you spread your branches of your tree, you want them to all be pushed over to one side. So I'll show you what I mean. So when I spread these branches, they were all pushed over to one side because I'm actually going to join both the trees together. This one's pushed over to one side. It's going to make the tree look extra full when you do it this way. So we're going to join the 2 trees together. Okay, so you're going to take your two trees that look like 2 halves and put them together so it looks like one whole tree. And then you're going to twist the top 2 pieces together like this. Alright, so you're going to use your garland ties, and you're going to see where you can see that there's 2 trees that are together because there's 2 little poles right there. Then you're going to take your garland ties and you're going to wrap it around so you can't see it at all. This little garland tie right here is going to wrap around those 2 poles, and that way you cannot see that there's 2 trees together. I'm going to do that and show you what I'm doing. So as you can see, you now can't see the 2 poles because one of the garland ties is covered at the 2 poles, and now it acts as a filler. So I'm going to go ahead and finish going down each section where you see the 2 poles in the centers, and I'm going to cover them also with the garland ties, and I'll show you what it looks like after I do that. And this is what it looks like when the 2 trees are joined together. You cannot even tell that this is 2 trees now. And now I've stuck it into the little foam block so that it can stand up. Now I have a little Christmas tree, but we're not done yet. We have some decorating to do. So to give it a little snow look to it, I did take some chalk paint with one of these little sponges from the Dollar Tree, and I did brush it on top of the branches. And this is the tree that I haven't done yet, and honestly it was just so simple because I just took a slight little brush like that. So it's not a lot of paint on there, it's just a slight little brush of the paint. And like I said before, you can also use the spray snow, or you could just go without it. It depends on if you like the snow look on your trees. I'm already liking the way they look, but I'm going to let them dry, and then we're going to move on to the next step, and we're going to finish by decorating them. The paint on the tree is now dry, and so now we're going to put them in the bucket. And just to keep them secure in the bucket, I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and I'm going to glue some of the foam into the bottom of the bucket, and then I'm going to put a little hot glue on top of there, glue this piece of foam that the tree is actually already sticking in on top of here. and that way everything is secure in the bucket. Of course, if you're going to reuse the bucket for something else, you don't want to do this step, but I'm going to use this each year as a decoration, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now the tree and the foam are secure inside the bucket. The next thing I did is I cut off a few pieces of the snow covered blanket, or snow blanket, and I'm going to just tuck them into the areas in the bottom of my tree bucket just to kind of do as a filler and give it a little more stability. Now it's time to add some lights. Now I've added the lights, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add something to this area, because these buckets came with like a chalkboard on it. Now you can easily take a chalkboard pen, like a white pen, and write something on it. You can take stickers and put on it. You can even use regular chalk. If you don't have a tin like this, you can decorate any way you want, or you can leave it plain because it looks pretty either way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a decal that I actually made using my Cricut machine. Of course, like I said, if you don't have a Cricut, you know, there's plenty of other ways that you could decorate these. So I do need to touch up, you know, where some of the paint came off when I was putting the decal on. And I'm just going to use this Martha Stewart's multi-surface chalkboard paint. You actually can put this on any kind of surface to make it into a chalkboard area. Like I said, you can decorate your buckets or your containers any way you want, or you can leave them as they are, because it's really a pretty little treat anyway. So to finish off, I'm just going to make a simple little bow to go at the top of each one, and just to kind of keep with the black and white theme I've got going on here, I'm going to use this buffalo check black and white ribbon. And this, you know, doesn't have to be super fancy because it doesn't need to be super big actually. But so I'm just going to do 4 little loops on each side. That. So I have my little ribbon, and I'm going to take my wire, I don't know if you can see it, and I'm going to just tie it around the center like this and twist it, and I'll use these 2 little pieces of my wire to attach the bow to the tree. Anyway, I'm just going to make my little bow, and when I come back I will show you what it looks like on my tree. So I add a little bow to the top. It doesn't have to be anything large because it's a little Christmas tree. In just a minute, I'm going to show you what they both look like together. So that's how I made the Dollar Tree Christmas trees that we're going to use in our home, and I hope it gave you some inspiration on how to make some very precious and adorable decorations on a budget. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel if you have not already subscribed, and hit that like button because we definitely appreciate the support. The 12 Days of Vlogmas is ongoing, and if you want to catch up and watch some of our previous Vlogmas videos, I'll put the playlist above. So have a blessed day and journey on.